Oh, there's a new feature for moderators. Maybe we get another moderator. I don't want you to feel like it's a job, though. It's like, y'all come here to enjoy the live. I don't want it to feel like work, you know? Work. And it's been busy. Hey, thanks for the likes. I literally just hopped on, so I really appreciate y'all. There's a new moderator option. Family suit. Oh no, this pen goes in here. I was on the phone with insurance all yesterday. Like, not even insurance. Trying to get an appointment. This is so crazy. Paying for insurance and then, like, this procedure that needs to be done, not for me, but, like, the insurance won't cover the procedure. So I'm like, why am I paying insurance? Why is it getting taken out of my husband's check? If I can't apply it towards what needs to be done. That was the craziest thing. So then they gave me a better solution. I'm like, this is, okay, nobody's ready for this conversation, but dentists and doctors are preeds. You know what I mean? Like, Alien versus, you know what I'm talking about. They are not nice because the medical business is the only place where you go in to have a service and you don't know what the total is going to be. And then you have insurance. It might be different for people who are around the world, obviously. Y'all got it way better. You go in, they tell you a price. Okay, I'm expecting to pay this. Then they hit you with something else like later like I've had all types of situations. And speaking, just to speak on my behalf. Say enough, but not too much, because then they're going to figure out how to add on extra expenses to your bill. You go in, I don't even remember. I don't remember why I had to go to the doctor. This was like, I was younger adult, right? I go into the doctor, whatever the situation was. Well, let's just run a couple of tests. And then they gave me like a pregnancy test. I'm like, I know I'm not pregnant right now. The pregnancy test in the clinic. Think about what it costs at a drugstore. And then just get that, what you think they are. Actually, I do have the price in mind. I think they're like $20 for the clear blues. That's crazy. I went into CVS. It was like 20 something. I don't know how many you get in a pack. If it's one, that's crazy. Because you can go to the dollar store and get the ones for $1. That was very accurate years ago when I actually was pregnant. But this time prior to when we weren't even thinking about a kid or whatever, I had to go to the doctor, right? You can go to the dollar. This was at the time. You can go to a dollar store and get like a pregnancy test, right? I get billed for $70 for a pregnancy test that I knew was going to be negative. Like, why would you run that test? So this is what I'm saying. Just good morning, everybody. Be like, you want to say enough to your doctor, but not too much. Because then they try to do the same thing. I don't want to get too personal, but like going in for an appointment. So you want to do like this shot and this shot? I said, no, we're not doing that right now. But why not? Because I can't afford it. What you want me to say? Are you going to pay for it? Oh, okay. So just be careful. Like, you want to say enough, but like not too much. Thank you for liking. I'm okay. Because I was just on the phone with the doctors, and they're like, they always want to recommend the most, this was me yesterday, like literally after the live, did errands, then I got on the phone. They want to recommend the most expensive way to do it when there are alternatives to be able to do things. So it's just, if you are a young person, it doesn't even matter. If you're just a person, because they're always changing their policies, please be mindful of that. So you're not paying extra for things you didn't ask for, okay? That's crazy. Because I'm going to say this too. They do treat you like a textbook. We don't got textbook money. We can't just run from A all the way to Z of all of the ailments that could be potential. Like, no, I told you what's happening. I need you to address this situation. And this is why I don't be trying to get like racial, but I'm like, there are microaggressions and things like that that you need to be mindful of as a minority. White doctors don't know shit about melanin, how certain, you know, skin things look like on black people or, melanin people. They don't know how to properly diagnose that. There's not enough training. But, I actually saw on TikTok there are more black people, more minorities going into the profession of updating textbooks so that this is what a rash would look like on a melanin person. So it's crazy how advanced we are with technology for white people, but we're not. It's still like, there's still the gray area of potentially being misdiagnosed as a minority. So, and you have to very much so advocate, okay? Advocate for your well-being, especially being a minority. I already shared this story with y'all. Another story, I paid out of pocket to have a midwife, and the doula was supplied through this city. So look if you can get a free doula, right? I paid out of pocket. I'm trying to do a home birth. Eventually, I had to go to the hospital. I don't know what they were trying to charge me. I said, I'm ready to go. And they were like, well, you got to just stay a day. No, I don't. Why are you trying to make me to stay? You can go, but your child can't. What type of mess is that? I have the care at home. People want to say this too. There's ignorant people that will say a midwife is not the equivalent of put in your mind, a white doctor. A male white doctor wouldn't know the anatomy. Like, midwives go through the same, if not more, training and probably a more sympathetic approach. Yeah. Anyway, I had to just be on the phone with the doctors yesterday giving me the runaround. Call the specialty clinic. I have a cold. I don't know if it's a cold. It was like in my throat. Now I'm sniffling. Whatever. Irrelevant to the situation. But I had to call the specialty clinic. All right, I'm trying to schedule this appointment. We don't make appointments. You got to call the regular doctor, and they will give you a date, and then you call us back so we can put it on the calendar or some mess like that. Okay, I call the regular clinic. We don't schedule it. The specialty. Okay, hold on. Let me put both of y'all on the phone. And they be lying. I say, well, I will wait if you want to call the specialty clinic so we all can speak. Because I called the specialty clinic. This is how crazy this was. I was already calling in the morning. I called the specialty clinic at like 1:12 p.m. yesterday. Got the runaround. Well, you got to call the regular doctor. Okay, called the regular doctor at 1:20. And then the regular doctor is like, okay, well, let me call the specialty person just so I can clarify. I said, I'll wait on the phone. I got sent a voicemail. So from 1:12 to 1:20, the person just ghosted. They left the office that fast. It was like, so, yeah. What are you talking about? No, they don't. I'm just gonna, can I remove? I'm gonna just remove that. I don't be pushing religion on people. So that's not the space for this. That does not make a healthy space. Respectfully. We don't bring that up. If you looked at my analytics, we have people from India. I think we have somebody from Scotland. A lot of different people. And I want to say I appreciate the people that do come into my life. They just want to check on me, see how the projects are going. I never feel the urge to push religion on people. I feel like, we're not going to get into that. And I already told you my story. What's good, Foss? Wow. I'm like going through it. I don't feel a need to push religion on people. Like, why do people feel the need to do that? I think it's unhealthy because I grew up in a Baptist home where my family was trying to do that. I'm like, hey, because then I eventually In high school, I made an Indian friend. And then I had a gay friend. You know? So it's just, it is cold. What the car say? Like, I think it was 30 something. But I'm really excited to finish the hand today. I'm going to do his other arm. So I was coming in here to flip that. But then I seen the medical papers and all of my notes and just trying to get stuff situated. Then we got on the topic about doctors and stuff. Long story short, if you're just joining me now, you need to be specific enough, but not too overly specific, because doctors have unlimited pockets. I have had to tell the doctor, I have insurance, but I'm poor. So can we please do what is only necessary for today's appointment? Because insurance ain't even enough at this point. That's crazy. So it is what it is. No, we're not doing that, love. We're not going to spread the gospel, because I think it's really insensitive for other people's beliefs. Okay? I've grown up in a Baptist home, and you can only imagine what that is. Grandfather pastor, I'm in the church, my parents deacons, deaconesses. My brother did the sound system, I'm in the choir. I know how that is, okay? I'm not finna force that on people. There was such an enlightenment, like, damn. When I finally became an adult and was able to move out of my house, and explore other people's religions and have a deeper respect. That's what the concept is and is. Thank you for subscribing. You know, it's being able to be here on earth, but being able to be accepting of everyone's background. And that's, I don't think Christians are able to do that, you know? I mean, you're gay, but I'm still going to have this in the back of my mind. This nigga sinning, this nigga sinning. But you not sinning. The best thing, I was in a Reiki teacher training. I was facilitating one. The best thing, one of my students said, you're still here on earth because your work isn't done. You haven't, you know, whatever it's called, light as a feather, stiff as a, whatever that's called. Your sins do not, or your achievements and positivity does not outweigh your sins. And so that's why you're still here. There's still more learning to do before you cross over, etc. like that. Somehow that's how, like, my student put it into text, into words. Like, we were just in a discussion. I'm like, see, thinking outside the box. I really appreciate that. So we're going to do the other arm today. Hopefully I should get that right. But you see, that is the safe space I've always tried to create. And it started with being an adult. And I already knew it was like adult yoga right at the same time when I, you know, eventually moved out and started pursuing yoga. Because I'm like, I don't know. I've already explained myself. It just makes sense. Like, stop imposing religions on people who clearly are not walking the same path. And that's okay, you know? That's not what this channel is about. This channel is about yoga, philosophy, higher thinking, figuratively, spiritually, emotionally, in all those realms, if you got the joke. Higher thinking. And then just being creative with art, expressing my art, conveying emotion through my art too. So, yeah. But thank you. We get some people that'll, and it's only Jesus, nobody else. I don't have anybody else from all of the countries. Like I said, I went into YouTube, which I do periodically, and I'll look at my analytics. I'm like, damn, we get people like just from all around the world visiting this channel. And not once recently, I cannot recall any time, not once have I seen somebody like I said, we have people from Scotland, we've had people from India and other different countries. Not once have they shared their God in the chat. But it's always people of the Christianity background having to force a foot in, you know? You started yoga? That's awesome. See, Australia. See, there's people from all over. And I'm really appreciative of that. If I keep talking about religion or forcing, see, hey, welcome, then it's not a safe space. I feel, I'm not saying it me personally. If I was coming into a room and people are just, they keep talking about this, like, damn, I don't feel like I really fit in. Damn, like, I want to enjoy her art, but all she keeps talking about is this. I just keep it neutral. What's going on? You gotta get you a cheese head. Life is not a safe space, but this channel is. And that's what I want it to be. I want it to be a funny and safe space. And that's why I became a yoga teacher, right? I became, and like some nigga was over here trying to say, you're not the black pioneer of yoga. For the Milwaukee area, I say yes. Like, there was 1 or 2 other yoga studios doing stuff in Milwaukee, but it was far and in between to find independent black yoga instructors back in 2016, okay? So I've been doing this for 9 years of creating a safe space. If you see me, you want to, I get so many friends and acquaintances and people who see me. There's people, like I said, like the bus driver be following me. And I don't take the bus, but like when we went on that field trip, that was so crazy. I'm getting off the bus and like I went with my son on a field trip. I told you guys this story. Bus driver randomly, hey, I follow your yoga page. I'm like, damn, you know, like, and she was a minority as well. But it's like, I want to create a safe space. Like, if you see me teaching the yoga class, it's just the same thing as if you see a black teacher and you're a black kid. Damn, I feel a little safer. You know what I mean? Just that when you picture yoga, and I'm not trying to be, you guys know where my heart is. When you picture a yoga class, you picture a white teacher and you picture white students. You don't picture people who have a little extra weight. You know, I'm trying to be sensitive with my terms. And you don't picture people who have disabilities. And that's the space that I want to take up when I teach. That everyone is welcome. It's 8 a.m. What's going on? But Poet is just going to keep going on about that. So I just want to be the representation. That's it. Okay? Okay. The ideology, if she can do it, maybe I can do it. You know? That's it. That's why I say pioneer, etc., etc. Hello. That's really cool. We seen people from, where was it? We had somebody checking in from the Netherlands. I really want to visit the Netherlands. Somebody was in here from Australia. That's super cool. So, what's good, everybody? We're going to be getting into rug making. So if you're here for it, stick around. I had to see where my day is going to take me. I think I have to grocery shop finally. This is the thing, bro. I be getting mad at the banks. Nigga want to say, I'm calling, my husband's supposed to get paid yesterday. I'm calling. Some bill came out, and you know, the bank is open, but my check ain't deposited. How are you able to pull my bills, but you can't put them? They pull the money faster than they want to put the money into your account. And so they're like, we have different batches. I'm like, y'all, it's 2025. I don't want to hear no banks having excuses. You handle so much money. You guys need the ultimate best of the best system. You know what I mean? So I had to wait until like the afternoon, evening, after like it wouldn't have been a good time for me to grocery shop when the check finally got deposited. I'm like here trying to, you know, what up? Yoga every day. If you in Australia, I think it's Australia, but you got to check out, what is that? Is it a city? It starts with a T. I think it's in Australia. You got to check out Yogi Peace Club. If you can go there in person, you got to send me a video. I want to see how their space looks in person. Yogi Peace Club, I believe, is an Australian brand. I got leggings from them. I think no sports bras. Maybe one sports bra. That one was on its way out. But I've gotten so much stuff from them. I've gotten yoga mats. If you go visit Yogi Peace Club, Turqua, I'm probably not saying it right. Send me a video. They have the best incense too. I always have to get, obviously I'm not local, so I get this stuff. It's been years. Erin, super amazing owner. She's the owner of Yogi Peace Club. If you're looking for like a cool yoga brand, not no generic, and I'm not saying it like that. Lululemon. I've seen people put, as a yoga teacher, I've seen people put miles on their mats. You can see the footprints of how dedicated people are to their practices. Lululemon mats do not hold up. The mats I have, the energy, those gray mats you've seen, those were from a black business. And those I got after the Yogi Peace Club. Yogi Peace Club was on their stuff. I don't know what you're complaining about. We're not complaining about anything. You can literally leave. Keep your funky energy. I'm talking about yoga mats. Yogi Peace Club was on they came out with microfiber mats. So if you're looking for a mat that is like non-slip, if you start to sweat, it makes it grippier. So I'm like, hey, I'm trying to put y'all on game. I've had these mats for years. If you're looking for like a really good mat and with cute designs, you go and spend, if you didn't know, don't go to no TJ Maxx. You go and you get a good mat. They probably over $70. The Yogi Peace Clubs at the time, I think I paid like $110. I paid, and then my circle mat, if you've seen that moon sun circle mat I have, I think was like $140. That's like a teaching mat, a circle mat, so I can demonstrate from all sides, you know. Oh, I know. Why are people celebrating Christmas? We're not even trying to get into all of that. I still got my fall decorations up. I wait until December 1st to put all my stuff up. So in my house, we don't rush stuff. Since I'm the only one decorating, and if my son want to join in on it, he can. He see me decorating, sometimes he'll ask, can I hang something up too, mama? So fall stuff is from September to the end of November. It's how long I keep your mail with, and it stinks. You need to let it air dry outside. And I think they said you wash it or grit it down with some sand or something so it gets in between the crevices or whatever. That's how you can wash it. But you need to, if it's like a real deal mat, it may have like a rubber smell to it. It should have a rubber smell. Let it sit outside for like a day or two. Let it air dry, etc. Okay, I'm not at my studio right now, but I have a yoga mat, my very first mat. If you've been following that long, my very first black mat was a Lululemon one, and I got it. They were clearancing it out, bro. I got a Lululemon mat. It's just generic, just black, but it was made out of 100% recycled tires, and like they stopped making them with that type of material. And now they got like the slick, shiny finish on them. That's why I don't recommend Lululemon mats to people. If you have to go in person, fine. Go to Manduka. Athleta? They got Manduka mats, I believe, up in there if you have to get a mat. Sometimes TJ Maxx, Marshalls may have them. But I recommend going online. I like Pogo mat, something like that. They got really good mats. They can get up XL mats. Did you know there's partner mats? If you're working with a client, or if you're working with like a friend or something and y'all want to practice partner poses, there's like, correct me if I'm wrong. I've been following them for years. I think it's Pogo mat. They make big like mats, which is really cool. Pogo mat, get yourself a cork mat, or I like a microfiber mat. Those are like my top three. I don't know. The good stuff, I'll say this, the good stuff is never in person, bro. It's never in person. You always got to scour it. This was me back in like 2017, 2018. I'm still using these mats to this day, okay? I was looking for a mat with with a pattern on it. I'm like, damn, you want me to pay all this money? You can't even put a design on it. I liked the mats at Yogi Peace Club because they look like Persian rugs. They look really pretty. Her attention to detail is so appreciative. If you ever catch me, not these type of pants, I do have yoga pants on today, but if you catch me with some cute leggings on, it's probably Yogi Peace Club. So I remember they featured me on their website, I think in like 2019. If you've been following for that long on this channel, I was doing like Mindful Monday flows, or I don't remember. It was a series I was trying to do on my Instagram, trying to get people more interested in yoga, seeing all that you can learn and do in class and stuff like that. This is way back in like 2019, 2020. If you scroll on my Instagram and see those videos, and I'm peeved off because I would take them into what is it? iMovie is what I was using, and then eventually I moved to, what is the Final Cut? I'm taking the movie. I think I was always using Final Cut, maybe. Taking the time to edit these things, and this was before Instagram even had, okay, that's actually a lot. Instagram even had you have a music selection. And by the way, fuck Instagram. Respectfully, disrespectfully, you have the songs, because they muted all my songs. That's the point I was getting to. From like 2019, 2020, I spent the time making these videos. Some of those videos, the sound is muted. So fuck Instagram. And no warning that your videos are going to be silenced, or if you want to change out the sound, like, you know, newer videos from this time period. But like back in 2019, 2020, I was choosing music I already owned and putting it to my videos, and now they're muted. So fuck Instagram for that. But also fuck them, because when you can put like a story together, like, it's usually when I'm making a story. I don't know if it's different. I hardly really post videos on Instagram. If you want to follow me, you gotta watch my stories. I be making like cool stories like on my Instagram pages and whatever. But I'm losing my train of thought. They don't let you choose the best part of the song. That has happened so many times. It's like, do y'all own the entire song or just partial rights? This is low-key a really fat hit. Example. Exhibit A. This morning. You know, I be on Snapchat. Even Snapchat be doing this mess too. I be wanting to put the funniest, coldest songs to my videos. Or to like a photo I took, right? I'm finna put y'all on game, okay? So, you know Krayshawn. Gucci, Gucci, Louis, Louis, Fendi, Fendi, Prada. Please tell me you know that song. So she made a song called Breakfast with 2 Chainz, right? My friend sends me a Snapchat this morning. This is an example of how bad like the music selection is on these apps. They didn't have that song on there. Anyway, well, that's not a very good example. But like if they did have the song on there, it wouldn't be like, it only sings like the chorus or something like that. You can, or it's the lead up into the chorus, or it sings it after the chorus. But anyway, they wouldn't put, I know they wouldn't, if they did put the song, it would be so limited. Because 2 Chainz, bro, 2 Chainz His verse. My friend sends me a snap, right? Let's get this bread or whatever. He sends me like 1 in the morning, right? And I wanted to send him a snap back of me in my bonnet, and I had like my hand over my eyes, right? And it was like half photo, so you only could see like my eyes or whatever. I would be sending the funniest snaps if I could. I'm up now, smoking on this loud till the sun down, beating on this till the sun up. You don't like what we doing, shut the up. Me and Cray, that's all I gotta say. Don't see you little niggas, money in the way. Okay, like bro, 2 Chainz, he was getting it, and that's like to this day I still sing that song. So if you want to hear the song, it's Breakfast by Cray, Sean, and 2 Chainz. You can find it on YouTube. And they got it. I think they still have it on Spotify, because you know Spotify be funky, and they'll be taking certain songs down and some BS like that. But yeah. All right, we're gonna get into the Tufting. That was me putting y'all on game. You don't like what we're doing, shut the up. Me and Cray, that's all I gotta say. See, this is why it comes in so clutch. I'm the pharmacist. LOL. I found these kids' elderberry things, these little gummies. And I was saying this earlier, if you were here for my medical talk, they don't have the best stuff. Like, the best stuff you got to get online. I was telling y'all, I gave you an example about yoga mats. You gonna find the best yoga mats online. But see, this is what I was saying. My Stanley, bro. Get you like one of these lids, bro. So I have like a stress relief or like a relaxing gummy, and this one's for my son when I go pick him up. But like, it's a little thing, okay? That thing was thangin', okay? We got a little straw, a cup on a cup, okay? I'm just being ugly. But I just found that little cup. I knew that little compartment was going to be very useful. So, yeah. And adults can take elderberry too. Being ugly, that's why I said I'm the medicine cabinet. I try to use more holistic stuff. So, medicines that don't have a whole lot of ingredients in them, etc. So elderberry is good for your immune system. Children and adults can take it. I don't like going in person. See, this, like, I have to, as an adult, I have to get all of my elderberry online. I got to price it again. There was one I got in person, and I started using elderberry around like 2020, obviously, because, you know, whatever. And I haven't been able to use it for a minute, because it's, if you get like a good one, it can get a little expensive. But my friend had this elderberry. I don't know where the fuck I got this. And I couldn't find it again, bro. It was like some CBD with elderberry, and it's tinctures. For me personally, you can take like, I don't know, tinctures, medicine, however you want to preface that. There's different ways. And that, like, if you want to try something or use something, and I'm saying, like, I'm not saying this crazily, you know, because these are legalized, blah, blah, blah. I don't like gummies. My son is fine with having elderberry gummies. I prefer tinctures. And like, I had that elderberry CBD tincture. It was nasty. Like, it was all right, but like, you got to swirl your mouth with it. Make sure you coat your mouth and then you swallow it or whatever. So that's like how you take a tincture. And also, because like my friend, like I said, my friend explained how you're supposed to use. I don't know why we're getting into this, but like, if you ever take a tincture, make sure you coat your mouth. Like, that's what they say to do. Coat your mouth, you know, before you swallow it, so it actually can work. So if you're using like a CBD tincture or a THC type of tincture, make sure you coat your mouth. And also, I was told to do that with the elderberry. So, to make sure the holistic thing you're using is working for you, right? Um, and what I like, so side note, because we were already talking about briefly when I was pregnant, yada yada, right? I'm gonna just keep y'all on the tripod today. Um, After I had my son, they were trying so hard to get me on Tylenol. Now look at all the stuff coming up about Tylenol. Um, I really try to stick to like Motrin, children's Motrin. Um, if it gets really bad for me, I'll be using like a bunch of we're just getting into colds and shit. I feel like I'm deviating. Oh yeah, but like they were trying to just get me to use a bunch of Tylenol and to prescribe Tylenol. I'm like, I can get it over the counter cheaper, even though So I won't be getting the drugstore price. I'd be getting the hospital price. Big difference. And I tore. That's what I mean. That type of pain. But I was using this 2,000 milligram CBD tincture. And the nice thing, this is what I say, Tylenol, you got to wait several hours before you can take another dose. You can keep medicating or consuming the CBD as needed. So there isn't a potential of an overdose or some type of complication happening. And now I say, let me preface this, take with caution, yada, 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 whatever the age limit is in your state. But I don't know why we got onto that. Oh, I was showing y'all the compartment on my cup. There's several ways to consume elderberry. I don't like elderberry, okay? That's what I was just talking about. I don't like the taste of it, but I rather do a dropper rather than trying to chew it and taking a chewable. So, let me put y'all on my hat. I need to get more elderberry. That was also what I was talking about. But it's like at least $20 a bottle. I've seen as the cheapest um, from some brands I trust. But if you are interested in taking elderberry, we just follow what the packaging. Whoops. Packaging says. But typically throughout like the freaking flu season is when I try to use elderberry. At least one dropper a day. All right, we're coming back to the red. And I need my good scissors. I have like I'm gonna just use those for embroidery. I hope they're not too dull. We're gonna play yarn chicken. So this is as much yarn I have. And we got to fill in this arm. I feel like it'll be enough. I like to just get a little bit ready because you'll see it goes fast. Pass it out. Let me move y'all a little closer. Or zoom you. And this arm right over here, this outline, we're going to fill it in red. And that's crazy because that's the last of the red. This is the last of the red, then we can retire. Wait a minute. Zing. I was tripping, bro. The rest of his body is that maroon, so that's why I'm like, I may change the color. What if no? I'm gonna do it too close. The color's too close. And add a color. This is the last of the red. I was tripping. I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna have enough red. Check. And I just have to do this little area. That's crazy. So I don't need this piece. But I was able to use up all of like the smaller balls. The annoying thing about it is when you're winding your yarn and you get a factory knot or the shit just gets tangled up, then I have to make smaller cakes. I was able to use up all of the smaller cakes. So now I only have this cake and then the bigger one right over here. So that's nice. Thank you for the likes, guys. Um let's thread it and get to it. Lock update. You guys, I don't really post my locks because I usually just I keep them under the hat, so I'm trying to like have them lay down. When they're like soaked, my locks will lay down, but they're still in that like up stage. I'm in my Mexico drill era where they up in the air. Cause what happened? How did he get his hair done? And I'm not saying it like in a mean way. What the fuck? They short on top and then they're long by his neck, his locks. And I'm like, what hairstyle did he have before he started those locks? Because if you remember back on my channel, when I was on my first like super long freeform lock journey, I've had a couple now because like my hair was like really brittle and I was trying to freeform it again postpartum. It was just I had to give it time. And I was doing braids for a long time if you remember when I had braids like earlier this year, probably. Because I started my locks and they're not even a year. So I'm trying to like fast track it and just keep it under a hat. But what I was saying, when I first started my lock journey and my hair was already long, I had to let all of the relaxer grow out of my hair, or I feel like it eventually like broke off because it was bleached for I only I think I only did like one bleach. It was bleached like I had just the back. Yeah, my mom was like on some BS, bro. Wasn't able to customize my character when I was a kid, but like I was in high school, bro. I just wanted to change my hair or something like that, you know? So if you were all the way back, that's probably like when I very first started YouTube. I had bleached ends. I think that's like my first video where my hair is relaxed and I had like black hair. And then like the next couple ones it was brown. Something like that. That era. Anyway. I have no idea what I was going on about. My hair. I had to let all of my relaxer like grow out, and I think it eventually fell out or I cut it out. There was a time when the hair was like really brittle. It's crazy. Um, then I don't know what happened. I got like an updo and then no, I was trying to do like a top bun or some shit. I think I was trying to have like a top bun. You know, like the man buns, bro. I was trying to do one of those and I cut the back of my hair. I got myself a fade. That's crazy. There's so many eras. Um, then when I started my freeform lock journey, I still was like getting a fade. I think I got a fade like 2 or 3 times. So that's why the back of my head was like short and the top of my hair was growing out because I wanted to like still use the man bun thing, but then like have my hair down, but even though the back would be missing or whatever. Um, you should see the pictures weeks before I cut my hair. My shit was like out to here and it was all locks and it was bunched up, but then like out to like here. And it's like a picture of me holding my son when I first had him. This shit was long and thick. But I felt like it had too much energy in it. So I wanted to release it. Release it of me. This time around, I'm looking for like a low maintenance hairstyle. I I started them this year. I did like a twist out and then I tried to I left it for a little bit and then I have like the little crochet tool which I still don't know how to use. You know the lock into twiner, whatever you call it. And I kind of condensed them, wound them a little closer together. Now you can't tell where the twists are, and now they just look like locks. So y'all hear me? Okay, cool. Um, so I don't even know how long I've had these, bro. I just been leaving them under the hat low key. I made a TikTok, but I didn't get no good results. If anybody knows where to get like a nice scarf, I want to just wear a scarf, bro, because wear a scarf indoors and then like maybe just a hat outdoors. But like for teaching, because my hair, I can put it in ponytails. The ponytails are just really small, you know, they stick out. I put more yarn in my hair. So if y'all remember last time I had like long locks, I put yarn. This time, from I feel like I learned um to help them grow the right direction. I'm trying to guide my locks so they stay tightly wound. We'll see. We're just gonna see. Because it's crazy when I see like those photos when I said my hair was like out to there. Um, I have like a strand of yarn. I actually did the whole lock. The whole lock is like this long, bro, already. Because I was braiding my hair. You can't see that way. That's like how long my hair was or is. And I'll do like, and it'll grow out. My locks were like, bro, my locks were like probably this long, if not longer than that. And like this much of it would be yarn. I'm like, damn, it grew like this much, you know? So it's gonna be interesting seeing this. And I hope it guides them so the hair, the new hair that continues to grow, kind of stays in its quadrant. I'm gonna try to keep my parts. The one thing I didn't do when I was freeforming, I just let the locks kind of intertwine. So I had like four locks that would be on each other. You know what I mean? They all just grew into one thick lock. So it was just like getting too thick for a scrunchie. I could put a scrunchie around a jumbo scrunchie around once around my hair. This time around too, I was earlier this year, I was taking that Mary Ruth's hair growth stuff just to help with the postpartum. But I'm like, I'm trying to get like a head start. So what I just showed you, this is 2 years from a buzz cut. I'm like, damn, okay. We doing something. We doing a little something here. And like for almost a year, I was just braiding my hair to get it to like this point. So buzz cut for like a year, and I think I braided it, if I'm not mistaken. And now we're back to locking it. So, woohoo! That's the lock update. In case you were wondering. Hmm. Yeah. Scary around his beard. Had to focus. I'm still doing an outline and back to being on my tippy toes. Mm-mm. All right, we're coming up. Yo, boy. I'm trying to leave a little bit of space in between the two colors, right? The black and the red. I'm coming down with the red. I already feel like I'm going to have some overlapping ones to clean up, which will be a little annoying, especially on this scale. Thank you for the likes. But yeah, that's crazy. We gonna finish all the red today. What time is it? Damn! You know that? Almost 9. Mm, mm. If you want to check out my art, you guys already know. You can visit confidentialgoods.com. And this month's highlight, my rugs are 10% off. So what we've got in stock, check it out. But I'm just preparing y'all. You are not ready for the purse drop, okay? Understand that. You guys are not. I promise you. You are not ready for the purse drop. Purses. Probably next year, if I'm being honest. I don't know if I'm gonna get them out this year because I gotta learn a new skill. But as it gets colder over here, um, I stopped doing rugs because I gotta go outside to do it, and I don't want to be outside cold. Or if there's snow on the floor, I gotta bring this whole board outside. So I'm like, I may get one more frame done after this, but then that's usually when I stop using my big rug canvas for a little bit, and I start doing like more punch needling projects or whatever, because then I don't have to use the heavy glue. If it's like a bigger rug, then I use the carpet glue, but if it's like a small coaster, I can use a more non-toxic glue, because that carpet glue stank. You got to go outside, to air it out and all of that. So, yeah, I'm probably going to get one more canvas done after this, and then we'll see where we switch gears. I need to learn how to crochet. That is the skill. But I'm just letting y'all know. Eventually, I will be doing a purse drop. So that'll probably be one of the indoor projects, one of the first indoor projects I do as it gets cold outside that I'm looking forward to. And also one of the reasons why I keep a running list of ideas so I can pick and choose something and I get to switch up my skill to prevent burnout. Because y'all know I punch needle, I like to tuft, I like to do embroidery. Maybe it's more cricket crafts. I thought about that too, because you don't got to go outside using the cricket. Maybe we get into some more apparel. Most definitely. More sewing. Maybe I'll learn how to finally sew. I can sew with my hands, obviously. But I need to dust off this machine, bro. Taking everything in me to try not to save up for a pink Singer sewing machine, bro. They finally dropped a heavy duty one in pink. But I'm like, I already have a machine. It's a very basic sewing machine. That was just really, I used it to sew up the cloth diapers if they started to snag. That is good. Getting tight. and rip a little bit, so I would sew them up with the sewing machine because it was a little faster. But this only does basic stitches. You know how you can change your stitch up on a sewing machine? It don't do that. So I'm not sure. But there'll be still plenty of stuff in the shop y'all can check out. Not sure what skills and things we'll get into this winter season. This is the winter walk. So if you're in the Midwest, you already felt. We call it the winter snap, bro. Playing. I already switched to coats. You know, I switched to from my South Park like Sherpa. Now we in the heated jacket. I don't play about the cold. I do not like being cold. You know, living in the Midwest. No, I don't like being cold. Don't you can miss me with that. So I have a heated coat. I did this outdoor market, bro, and this was last month, October. I did this outdoor market, bro. I knew, wore my heated coat. That shit sucked up 2 hours and then the battery died. I said, all right, put another one in. So it lasted me like the whole market. I was able to be warm. I don't like I'm like, I just want it to continuously be producing heat. It'll start producing heat and it'll get up to like a certain temperature and then it'll just be in like a cooling phase and you can tell it'll start flashing. There's like a button on my coat. If you see me wearing that tan coat, that's my heated coat, bro. This is the coat I wore today. I'm gonna wear that coat till the brakes fall off. I do not like being cold. But I kept just trying to switch it back to the heating up setting because it would try to switch to blue, flashing blue, whatever. But I was able to stay warm. Maybe I'll have to bring a damn. I've been thinking about bringing my space heater if I do continue to do outdoor ones because I have a generator. I wonder how much it would suck for my generator because like the space heaters, they be taking up power. That's the one thing that sucks about living up here. That your bill go up. And we still gonna have enough. And we still in the motherfucking house. We still gonna have enough. So close to being done. It ain't even funny. But yeah, I was tripping, bro. That's what I mean about chicken. It's not even gonna make like a huge dent in this little red ball I'm working with. Alright, we'll see where that at. I never got up to get my scissors. Since I'm almost built in. That's good, chat. We don't even need like a whole lot. Uh, I see. Mm-mm. Mm. Getting in the way. I wanna feel it.
like, this yarn is getting in the way. Ow! You know what I look forward to every year is like shopping for craft supplies during the holidays. But now Joann's is closed. It's not the same. You better back down before you get smacked down. You better chill. Now that's taking it all the way back. You knew I grew up in a black household. My mom used to play Jill Scott a lot. So much to the point I actually downloaded the damn songs onto my iPod at the time. Come on. Oop, gotta text my client. Gotta remember to do that. Hmm. Okay. 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 We did it. We did it. No more red. We did it. We did it. I can just do more outlining of the claw and his shirt, but then we need to get into the pink. That's where the real chicken comes into play. Wow. That wasn't so bad. Wild, wild, crazy. I can actually finally put this yarn back up because I used it all. That's crazy. I've been waiting to do that. Why I say it's crazy. I've been waiting to do that project for a hot minute. And this project, I had this yarn. I always keep my yarn in a basket for my next project. I collect the yarn so I'm ready to go and see like what I need, what I have. So I'll put it in a basket, right? I had all of this yarn that's been sitting in the basket for a hot minute. So I will show you. Can you see and know? Can you see and know? So we did that's it. Like we did all of it, the arms, the face, and the legs. We don't need any more red. Yeah, yeah. I said either white or some shade of pink. What would you do the words? It says I'm him. See, haha, it's a play on words. That's a lot of the stuff I do with my art is a play on words. Um, yes, sir. Get back. Yes, sir. That's some Lil B. You know about Lil B? Thank you, Base God. Uh, and that's it from the front. Well, like here, you can look at his arms. So it's gonna look really cool. It's gonna look like he's sunken into the rug. It's gonna have like a 3D effect. But that's how the arms and the face and the legs turned out. Obviously, there's some colors we need to switch over. This one I can just cut that piece. Wherever you go, dun, 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 dun. Cause we can go up, up, up. Do you guys know that song? Can somebody give me the real name with a link? The song by Sophie. If you're on TikTok, you know what I'm talking about. I would listen to that song. Rolling on my wrist. Can you kind of see the 3D effect? Just by the stars, how the stars look kind of far away or inside. Because the punch needling. I'm just saying, you not ready. Y'all not ready. I had to do an outline, I think, around the belt. So we'll switch back to black. Ooh, the cheek, all of that. Heat. Got up. Got up. Yes, ma'am. Yes, Miss Ma'am. Miss me with that. Good gracious. Ha ha ha. Very ugly. I look like yes, and you look like no. Hey, Mr. Krabs. Double outline. Have to. Have to. And I need to check my lines. We're getting close. Mm-hmm. This is the image I made. All right, so we don't go all the way up the back. Okay, stop right there. So this is like what I mean. I'm trying to check my lines. The back, we're going to do a double line for this back part right here. Two just side by side lines. But I don't go all the way down because then the skirt is like that deep red color. So I don't want to bring my, black line too far down. So that's what we're doing. Okay. Okie dokie. Let's go back to black. Now hit the set. We'll see how far this takes us. Yo, yo ho ho. I need to outline the gloves and the shirt, and then once again, that's it for the black. That's crazy. I get excited like when I get to finally put a color back on the shelf that I won't be needing to use anymore for the project. That's why it's nice to go color by color. Color by color or section by section is how I like to work. So we just finished the red, yellow been done. That was fun to put back up. I think we're done with this bubblegum pink for the background. It wasn't even chicken, bro. Because I had this much pink still left if I need to fill anything in. And then I got a whole new peanut or whatever they call it, skein of yarn. So I'm like, I can make a lot of pink stuff. That's gonna be fun. The real game is gonna be the like I said, the scarf or the head wrap collar thing and the skirt. I think this may be enough pink. So skirt. And then like his shirt and his claws gotta be this color. I'm scared. But I feel like this might be enough red. Okay. Hold on. I've been really good though at the game chicken. Knock on wood. What is chicken? Chicken is like when you think you're going to run out of supplies. If you're able to complete the project before you run out of supplies, you won chicken. But if you run out of supplies before you complete the project, then you lost chicken. And it interrupts the flow. You know what I mean? You want to have enough supplies so you can continue to work and not have to stop, go to the store, yada, 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 yada. Because I low key don't like going to the craft store because I have to go to Michael's or I have to go to Hobby Lobby. I have to go to Walmart. I didn't like those stitches and I don't like going to those stores. Is she looking for shade? Yes, I'm throwing absolute shade. Some stores, I'm like, they really just attacked the craft community with all of this mess going on. hmm Sorry. I'm like blocking it, but I'm holding the fabric of our lives. I'm holding this fabric. I don't want it to mispunch a hole that I didn't actually. Let me lose my breath. Give me more. Mm-hmm. 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 Come on. I will show you. I'm almost done with the first kind of row. Damn. Like, damn. I Spice had to get over here. Cause like, I'm trying to space it out. I'm tired of this, Grandpa. What the hell? Almost done. Almost done. Hang on. Hang on. Yeah. 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 Okay? Understand. So, can you see that? We went from his elbow, like this little line right here, starting, and we just went around. I'm going to come back up. I'm going to come back, and then I'm going to have to switch to do the underside of that, potentially. I might have to see how that looks from the other side. But I'm trying to keep them all double lined for the outline so the outlines pop more. But things are coming along swimmingly. Come on. hmm I might just finish with outlines, be done with the black because see, and I just got to use the pink in that wine color. I ain't trying to call curtains. But I do know I actually could get it online if it came down to it. I would order another skein. So I'm like, look, with this pink. Excuse me. I just hate to order yarn online though, bro. I like feeling it. Crafters understand. You gotta feel it. Switching sides. We have to encapsulate this, or even isolate, mind you, this little pink area. Mother, this little pink area right in his armpit. We need to enclose that area. Okay? Now the whole area is double punch needle. We need to come down with the claw. We need to come down with the claw. Give it to me, ma. That one was a little too close for me. hmm Let's do this. we're gonna start our first super outer line here. And it's gonna already be tough. We're like coming right up on the pink. Mhm. Feel like I might add more pink. This is kind of a big gap looking like it. Come on. Yeah, that's tight. Well, I went all the way down. Now we're coming out of the trenches of the claw. I'm just trying to mind my distance with this pink area. Keep my stitches similar. Come on, babe. Mm-mm. Come around that mountain, babe. Here we go. Here it is. Ankles. My ankles is crying. What more do you want from me? Ah, where are my scissors? Ugh. It might be a little thick over there. Whoa, 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 whoa. You overstepped territory, Buster. See, even if you tough, you can pull some out. Okay. Punch, punch, punch. We're coming around. I don't know what you call this. A cuff. The cuff of his claw. Oops. I'm getting close to that double area. So I stop and I pick up. Whole area is kind of annoying. Hmm. Now we get to come back up. No, it needs to stay next to it, not right on top. Sometimes the stitches will try to be right on top, though. Not okay. Be crazy to finally see a claw. At least the outline of a claw. Like, damn. There's still more to be done? Yes. Oh, yes. Yay! crazy. I'm gonna just start my line. All right, we double outline the bottom half of the wrist collar thing, cuff area. This is double outline into the claw. Now I'm just gonna come up. I'm gonna start about here just so it's not a clog of black, a lot of black, because where the claws come together. And if I'm making double lines, then that's like 4 pieces, and you may lose the shape if it's like too much, because the yarn expands from the front. It looks a lot bigger than what we're looking at right now. So that's why I'm like, it's okay if you skip a row or two, because it can still look thick from the front. You don't want it sparse, right? But you can still make it look thick. Who's ready for the stickers though? I'm excited to drop these stickers of this rug. Whoever buys this rug, I want to include the sticker with it. I think that would be really cool. Do we want it as a magnet? Because I could make it as a magnet too. And all of this I do in-house, mind you. I make all of my products by myself. Let's clean a little bit of the legs up. That was annoying. What is this strand doing? All right, back to the claw. We outlined it up. I'm going to start another row here. Don't mess up my stitches, bro. There. Mm-mm. Boom, boom, boom. Boom. Mm, 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 mm. I'm going back to the top of this like little cuff of the claw. Spin it around. I'm bringing it back. And we're going to go up. And that was timed very perfectly. Because now I don't have to cut, stop, go. We can save a little time. This will be enough to finish the claw. And let's go to the back. We'll see how far we get with the back. The back is just 2 lines, boom, bap. You know, you know. Getting down to it with this black. But I have 2 other big cakes, so we good on that. What if we finish the outlining today? It's 9. Damn. I checked it. It was 9. Now it's 9:30. Baby, won't you come my way? Come on. Mm-mm. Okay. You, y'all, this is really fucking clean. I ain't gonna do it to him. Let me show you. This is like really clean. These lines. Brother, man. I really like how these came out. These were, I made them doubled. Did the claw, whole claw today. Did this arm. We're gonna do the back. Actually, maybe the circle did the back. I don't know. But if I can finish all the outlining today, probably not this live. I don't know. Let me see right there. Maybe today. See, we playing Shikon. Shikon. If you are here for that. We playing Shikon. I think I might do one outline with this. The circles. I ain't gonna make the circles crazily. I'm gonna do this other circle too, mind you. Uh-uh. Trying to keep my stitches pretty close so they're tighter, and it's harder since I'm only gonna do one row. Harder for them to kind of, you know, not be in a circle formation. I have this little one right here. I do this little circle. Now I have to pee. Who thinks we'll have enough to do the back? Just that little line going down the back. If you look at the trail, that's as much as we got. All right. Who thinks we got enough to do the back? Here we go. It's really just the other claw, y'all. And we done with the black. Dang. Mm-mm. Come on. This chicken is getting more and more intense. And that's as much as I ended with. Fucking unthreaded. As soon as I tried to raise it. I have to pee. Oh, we coming towards the end of this live. Let me thread this. Please, dog. No games with me. No games with me. I'm probably gonna finish this off alive. The black outlining, and I'll be done with black. Done with the black. That's 2 colors we got done with today. Hooray! I'm gonna thread this, and I'm gonna end the live because I have to go potty. But I appreciate y'all for being here. Make sure you like and subscribe. I go live like 8 a.m. Today was just a couple minutes later because I get my coffee. Line was crazy at Dunkin'. I try to go live around 8 to like 9:30, 9:40, 10 a.m. Like about 2 hours. Today I got some stuff I need to do before I pick up my son from school. So like, subscribe, check out my other platforms if you want to see funny dancing videos. And I'll see y'all tomorrow. Happy Thursday. See y'all Friday. Check out confidentialgoods.com if you want to shop more unique art. And okay, I just wrote this comment. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.